Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. Schools to open June 1st, but on a limited basis. Phase 2 to the province's pandemic strategy started this week. More spring flooding, and sometimes you just have to take the clerk's advice and say yes to the extra. Thanks for watching. We are committed to providing local news and news that impacts our local audience from Harrison to Garrison, Greendale to Hope, and everywhere in between, including Agassiz, Cultus Lake, Little Mountain, Fairfield Island, Promontory, Chiacton First Nations, Yarrow, and Five Corners, Chilliwack. Our very special guests this week, Graham Dalton and Bill Lowe from Rail for the Valley, in an interview with Berris Karden. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. Last week, the Chilliwack School Board was dealing with controversial remarks posted and subsequently removed by trustee Barry Neufeld to his Facebook account. This past week, the board was back to business. They approved the school calendar year for 2020-2021, a calendar that was twice voted down even though the arbitrator suggested approval. Now, this includes a 2-week spring break. School will be reopened as of June 1st, but with a caveat. All K-12 participation is optional and voluntary. Grade 12s that were supposed to graduate this year will get their diplomas. The hope is that a full and regular school year will start in the fall. At Tuesday's council meeting, as phase 2 of the economic easing of restrictions to regenerate the COVID-ravaged economy continue, Chilliwack City Council made it easier for restaurants to expand patios and other outdoor seating areas during this time of rebuilding the economy. Now the expansion will be rescinded when the provincial state of emergency is lifted.
Wasting away, watching clouds float by my window.
This week, phase 2 of the economic restart of BC kicked in. Part of that recovery is the opening of restaurants, and with that comes challenges. Restaurant owners are required to develop a COVID-19 safety plan, which must be posted publicly at the worksite. While WorkSafe BC won't be reviewing or approving plans of individual employers before restaurants open, there will be inspections from health officials. There are problems that smaller venues face, as well as certain nonprofits. The Chilliwack Alano Club has a canteen, as well as the ability to serve meals in meeting spaces for clean and sober groups. Social distancing due to limited space is an issue for now, so for now, they remain closed. WorkSafe BC releasing a list of what can reopen with social distancing, including, and it's a long list, restaurants, cafes and pubs, salons and personal services, real estate, arts and cultural facilities like museums, art galleries and libraries, as well as retail and the gym. The Frechette continues to flow, and that has started to cause problems. A section of Rotary Loop Trail between Giesbrecht and Brown Road is temporarily closed due to flooding. The long weekend brought some cougar drama to Cultus Lake. Conservation officers had to euthanize a cat this past Friday as it ended up being treed in an area near Sunnyside Boulevard and Oak Street. The cat was in an area where officials felt it would remain a danger as it was not interested in heading back into the brush. Chilliwack's Mary Hanatu, who has been keeping busy these days by cooking and sewing at home, says that winning the $500,000 from the May 1st Lotto Max draw feels extra special. She said she was in shock after scanning her ticket after filling up at the gas station and realizing she won. The first person she told that she matched up all 4 numbers was her daughter. Now, she's been playing the lottery for 25 years and likes to play Lotto Max and Lotto 649. She purchased her ticket at the Lickman Chevron in Chilliwack, and she says she always says yes to the extra.
Wasting away, watching clouds float by my window.
chillTV Sports. What was the worst-kept sports secret in Chilliwack is now a reality. The Pacific Junior Hockey League will expand into Chilliwack for next season. The team will be known as the Chilliwack Jets and play out of the Sardis Sports Center. Owner Clayton Robinson is no stranger to the local minor hockey scene. He's the former owner of the Nanaimo Buccaneers of the Vancouver Island Junior Hockey League. Robinson will hold 3 titles with the Jets as owner, coach, and general manager. He told chillTV he is confident that the local hockey scene can handle both the Jets and the BC Hockey League Chilliwack Chiefs. The Chilliwack Crusaders men's and women's rugby teams are always looking for new members. If you're 18 years of age or older and want to try a fun sport built for all people of all sizes, just go to their Facebook page for more information. While their season remains on hold, they continue to search for players. The Fraser Valley Bandits unveiling the club's training camp roster for the 2020 season in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. You can view the roster on the team's social media. When actual camp and the season starts, that's anyone's guess. Head coach and general manager Kyle Julius says, quote, "We're excited to compete with this group and fight for competitive greatness. As a coaching staff, we're pleased with the construction of our roster. This group of players embodies our values of grit and grind and has the ability to play with pace and tempo." And now Berris Karden and his interview with Rail for the Valley.
Welcome to chillTV News of the Week. We're so fortunate to have two special guests on this week, Graham Dalton and Bill Lowe from Rail for the Valley. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
So Rail for the Valley, I've heard about this, and I don't think I quite understand what that means. Can you please explain what is Rail for the Valley?
Well, Berris, it's not well known, but we have an existing interurban rail line which runs from Vancouver to Chilliwack. It's been in place for 100 years, and for 50 of those years we had passenger service between Vancouver and Chilliwack, serving the valley. Now it's used only for freight, but it's available for future passenger service again.
Well, it sounds really cool. So where does this rail line actually go then?
Well, I've got a map here.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's have a quick look at it.
As you can see, it runs from Chilliwack down through Yarrow to the border at Sumas, downtown Abbotsford, out through Mount Lehman, Radnor, Fort Langley, the middle of Langley, and on to connect to SkyTrain in Surrey at Scott Road.
Wow. Well, that sounds really cool. And so why is it not available now already? Why can't I just buy tickets and get on?
Well, that's just it's just a struggle. That's all. There's lots to go into it, but it's not worth doing it at this time.
Sounds like a political thing.
Well, it is, but there's not. We're just asking for a study, for an honest study of the viability of this rail line. That's all.
Right. Okay.
Basically, the thing about this is that it's important to understand that it goes through the 6 cities, right through the center of it. So it's community rail. It also goes to the 4 or 5 universities within walking distance of most of them. So it's very practical. It beats the freeway hands down.
So it sounds like it's serving interurban kind of commuters,
yes.
like people that are in one part of the valley that want to go to another part of the valley. Maybe not so much going all the way to downtown Vancouver, because that sounds like it would take a while. How long would that take to get to downtown Vancouver from there? Starting at Chilliwack.
1.2 million people living south of the Fraser, and this would run 7 days a week, all day, every day, serving the communities south of the Fraser River with the connection to SkyTrain available. There are many opportunities for senior citizens, students, shoppers, tourists, part-time workers to use this to connect between these communities.
It's also ground level because it's on gravel. So it's roll on, roll off. It's accessible by anything and everything. Bikes, wheelchairs, scooters, you name it, you can put it on and off. There's no escalators, there's no stairs. It's just a rail line, that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Very cheap.
Okay, well, you say cheap, how much would it cost?
Well, our studies have indicated it's a little over $1 billion to get it going. And these studies have been done by professionals, and they're valid.
Well, it sounds like a lot of money. $1 billion sounds like a lot of money. How does that compare to other options?
Well, if you look at SkyTrain is 10 times more expensive. So for the $1 billion, you're getting this line from Surrey to Chilliwack. Whereas if you wait for SkyTrain another 20 years before they get the money, It's only going to go from downtown Surrey to Abbotsford. That's about all they can afford for 10 times the cost. It's just not a practical solution.
Well, and you said 20 years for SkyTrain. That's probably realistic. So I'm imagining that it's going to be less time to create this
Oh yeah, for sure.
refurbished route. How long would it take roughly?
Oh, that basically, it's not going to take that long. It was built in 3 years in 1909 or 1903, sorry. So when you look at modern technology and everything else, you're dealing with gravel. That's all, right? So it's not like it's high tech. It's been done for what, a couple of 100 years. A train line, it's not a big deal.
Well, it sounds, and I know the route. I think it's a very lovely route. I think it's very, even for tourists, they would really like that. Yeah. I'm on board, sure. And I'm sure some of our viewers, at least some of them, are going to be on board with this. How do we make it happen? Help us help you. What do we need to do?
Well, what you have to do is email the Minister of Transportation, Claire Trevina, and it's very simple. It's minister.transportation@gov.bc.ca. Just give her an email saying, like, we want a study done that's an accurate study for this line.
Okay, and we've put that email on our screen so that viewers can do that easily. So send her an email.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah. I'd like to point out that this we could have passenger service on this line almost immediately. It's already a line that's serviced and maintained.
So we wouldn't even need to go through this $1 billion spending before we could get people actually moving through there? Why is that? How is that?
That's correct. We could start immediately with slower speeds and less frequent trains. And the $1 billion would be for double tracking and level crossing.
For full service. Wow. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's kind of neat because you could actually do a test run even before
that's
you
exactly
went through the expenditure. Well, that's wonderful, guys. I really love hearing these types of options that are available for us for commuting in the future, and I applaud you on your idea and your passion about this. And I encourage viewers that are interested in seeing this happen to please email the minister, which the information we have at the bottom of the screen. And I thank you guys so much for being on the show, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
chillTV weather, typical end of May weather lying ahead with a mix of sun, cloud, and showers, and the highs around 20. Big thanks to Graham Dalton and Bill Lowe from the advocate group Rail for the Valley in their chillTV interview with Berris Karden. Thanks for staying with chillTV's News of the Week. We appreciate you watching. If you'd like to participate in reporting news in Chilliwack and have a story you think we should know about, send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. We'd love to hear from you. That's the news this week. I'm Don Lehn.